Hi everyone, welcome back to Sarah's Next Chapter. My name is Sarah and in this video we're going to be getting a little bit romantic and I'm going to be sharing with you 5 romance books that I have really enjoyed. So as always, grab your tea, coffee, whatever you're drinking and let's get into it. I have a little iced caramel latte with oat milk in my little jar. How cute is this jar, by the way? My sister had a baby shower on Saturday and the theme was babies in bloom, so she got me and my other sister these cute little jars with little flowers and dragonflies on them. So nice. So anyway, let me take a sip and then we will get into the books. Also, disclaimer, if you hear any noises, my husband is currently working in the garden outside, so it was the only time that I could film, so we'll just need to deal with it. So I thought I would do a video about romance books that I have actually enjoyed, because I wouldn't really consider myself a romance reader. Like, romance in the plot doesn't entice me to read the book specifically. I don't mind it as a subplot generally, although I will say I'm getting more into it the older I'm getting, I think. I would say I like a good love story, but maybe not necessarily a romance, if that makes sense. So I thought I would compile a list of romance-centred books that I have actually enjoyed. And I also thought we'll do a little spiceometer. So 1 little chili being like a little bit spicy, 5 chilies being extremely spicy, which I don't actually know if any of these, but maybe 1. And this is, you know, in my opinion, I don't tend to read a lot of smutty books, so if you are a smut reader, more power to you. You might find these extremely tame. And that's okay. Anyway, the first book I want to recommend to you is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. So this is actually part of a duology, the Shepherd King duology I think it's called. The second one is Two Twisted Crowns, and I did a full review video of these books quite a while ago now, but I will link it in the description below if you want to go check that out. So these are like gothic romanticises is how I would describe them. I don't think they're set in like a specific time, but they give sort of like medieval vibes to me in terms of like what the characters are wearing. So if you're into that, I would definitely check these ones out. This is one of the only, I think the only straight romance that I have in this list. Because I seem to like a bit of queer romance, even though I'm not queer myself. I just seem to enjoy those stories. But this story is a straight romance, man and woman. And you are really rooting for them. Like it was exciting. I did enjoy the anticipation of it. I really like the magic system in this. And yeah, I was just really swept along with this. So I would never have normally picked this book up. But my best friend read it and absolutely loved it. So much so that she actually sent me a copy of this book and greatly encouraged me to read it. And I thought, well, I can't not read it. She's literally bought me a copy of the book. That would be rude. And I'm not rude. So I read it and I surprisingly really enjoyed it. So much so that I did read the second one, Two Twisted Crowns. And I'm not like that. Like if I'm not into a book and it's part of a series, I'll just leave it at that. Like, or even if I only just kind of like it, I would have read it and went, okay, that was fine, moving on. But I did read the second one, so I think that speaks to how much I enjoyed it. In terms of spice, I think I'll give this one, from memory, because I did read it a wee while ago, 2 chilies, maybe 1.5, 2 chilies, I think. It's a little bit spicy. Let's move on. The second book I want to tell you guys about, I never get the title right. It is Sweet Bitter Song by Rosie Hewlett. I always call it Bittersweet Song, but that's not the title. So this is a Greek mythology retelling. This is Sapphic. It is about Queen Penelope and her enslaved woman Melantho and their relationship and blossoming romance together. So there's definitely a bit of like forbidden love in this one. I was so swept up in this narrative, let me just tell you. I was, I swept away, I would say. I really enjoyed this one and I absolutely loved the ending as well. Yeah, it was so good and such a beautiful book, so definitely check this one out. On the spiceometer, like 1 chili. Yeah, if even that. One little bit of spice in this one. Okay, next up we have The Palace of Eros by Caro de Robertis. I've definitely spoke about this book before. I absolutely adored this book. So this is also a Greek mythology retelling, but this is about Psyche and Eros and their love story. This is on the spicier side. I will say this is maybe 3.5 chilies. I'm trying to be conservative because I know all of you out there reads insane stuff. So some of you would probably rate this like half a chili, but for me, I would say it's like a 3.5. There's like certain bits that I still remember from this book, and I'm like, okay. So this is sapphic though, because in this book the gods Eros can change sex at will, so they become both male and female. But I think for most of the book they are female, and their lover Psyche is also female, of course. So this is LGBTQ friendly. There's, you know, elements of transness in this and gender fluidity, which I really enjoyed exploring. And yeah, I was so immersed in this world. It's not even the longest book, but I was just so immersed in this one. So definitely check this one out. Next up, what is next on my list? It is Lady of the Lake by Jean Menzies. So this is an Arthurian legend. So we're thinking Merlin, we're thinking Swords in the Stone, we're thinking Camelot. And this is also sapphic. So I really enjoyed this one because I don't really read anything that's set in Arthurian times. Like, it's just not really, I don't know, it just doesn't really draw me as much as like other settings. But it was something different. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed diving into that, no pun intended, Lady of the Lake. I enjoyed diving in to the Arthurian legend, but I really did. And in terms of the spiceometer, I think this one was pretty spicy from my recollection. I would say maybe 4 chilies, because there's certain passages from this book that I was like, okay. Specifically, I remember the last section of the book being like, I think I read a bit out to my husband and he was shook. But he's he's never read anything even remotely spicy or smutty, so yeah, he was like clutching his pearls, you know. So yeah, I think I'll give this one 4 chilies from memory. I did read it a little while ago. So let's move on to my final book on the list, and that is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. So this is a more modern romance. This is set in the 80s and it is set in NASA, and there are these 2 female astronauts, people working at NASA, and they end up falling for each other. But this is really problematic for them because women have only just started to be accepted in NASA, so the thought of them having a queer relationship is just, they don't know how to navigate it. The stakes are very high. The last couple of chapters, I felt like I was holding my breath because it was so exciting. There was like no spice in this. I would rate this like 0 chilies or half a chili. There wasn't really anything in it. It was just more about their relationship and the romance that's blossoming between them and navigating that along with their careers. But this book was very exciting. I absolutely flew through it and I really couldn't put it down. I really enjoyed it, so definitely recommend this one. And there we have it. Those were 5 romance books that I actually enjoyed. Let me know if you've read any of these ones, what you think about them, or if you're interested in reading them after hearing me talk about them. Or if you have any romance book recommendations, I would love to hear them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!